Hello everyone, Brickdark here, and today I'm reviewing the LEGO DC Batmobile Tumbler Scarecrow Showdown. This has 2 minifigures, 422 pieces, and retailed for 35 Great British Pounds or 40 US dollars. Now let's take a look at those figures. So here we have the Christian Bale Dark Knight Batman. This is the second time we've gotten this figure chronologically. The first time was in 2014 with the first UCS Tumbler, and the torso print is different from the 2021 UCS Tumbler. It's not quite as detailed as that version, and also it doesn't have leg printing. It does come with this grappling gun right here, which uses the Overwatch gun base piece, which is pretty cool. You also do get a batarang, of course. Get this spongy cape, and you can see some back torso printing as well. Nicely detailed. Underneath, it is just the standard Batman head that we've been getting since 2012, so little disappointing in that regard. The original 2014 version came with an exclusive Christian Bale face print, and then the 2021 UCS Tumbler has leg printing. But I don't think this is the worst version of this figure we've gotten. Why is that? Because you get this demon Batman. So if you remember from Batman Begins, at one point, Batman sprays Scarecrow with his own fear gas, and Scarecrow sees this hallucination of a demon Batman. It's very hard to see, but you can see the eyes there through the mask. That's really cool. Now, in the film, the face and mask are a bit more combined. However, I know that would be basically impossible to do. And then underneath you do have this very terrifying looking face print. Not something you'd expect to see on a Batman figure, of all things. But really cool that we got this figure in the set. It's not something I think a lot of people were ever thinking we'd get. And you can see that's a quite menacing and scary looking face right there with the 2 dots peering through the cowl. And yeah, this is how I display the figure with this demon face, and I think it looks wonderfully terrifying. In the set as well, you also do get Cillian Murphy's Scarecrow, who appeared in all 3 of the Dark Knight movies, but he's most prominently featured in Batman Begins. And this is probably my favorite version of the character they've done. Comes with an exclusive head and torso print. And I really like how this figure came out. The face almost reminds me a bit of Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th Part 2, before he had the hockey mask, and it's quite creepy, and it does capture that bag that he wears quite well, and also it extends onto the torso print. It's not typically what you'd associate with Scarecrow with the hat and all, but I really do like how this figure came out. Also does come with a stud shooter where you can shoot out some fear gas, just like that. And an interesting fact is that this is one of the last sets to use the old stud shooter design, because in 2022, they introduced the new, more square stud shooter, and even in North America, the next month after this release in October, the next month, the Batman Batmobile came out with the Penguin, and that one had that square stud shooter. So that's quite interesting that this is a little bit of history for LEGO as a whole right here. But yeah, really do like how both of these figures came out. And a third figure would have been nice, yes. However, I would more say that for the 2022 UCS Tumbler remake, in that I think they should have just included Harvey Dent, Two-Face, in that set. Because we've gotten all the other villains, aside from Ra's al Ghul, it's like, who cares? But from the Dark Knight trilogy, you have the Joker, you've got Tom Hardy, Bane, and now you've got Cillian Murphy, Scarecrow. I would really have just liked to get that Aaron Eckhart Two-Face. It's a little violent for LEGO, but I really would have liked to see how that figure would have turned out. But that's not a complaint against this set, that's more knock against the $250 Tumbler. And it's not the $250 Tumbler. So let's take a look at the $40 tumbler. And wow, this is incredible. It's one of the most fun building experiences I have had in a long time. Seeing this thing come together is truly wonderful because they use so many different and unorthodox part combinations to get the shaping of the thing down. It is immaculate. It is wonderful. The last time we got specifically Batman's tumbler was 2008. And as you can see, they have very much improved on it in how many years? I'm not willing to do the math right now, but you get the point. They very much improved the design of the tumbler in 13 years. And yes, there was the Bane Dark Knight Rises tumbler in 2014, 13, but that one is less cool color design, and it's just smaller and wimpier overall. This though, this is a beast. Now this does have a similar footprint to the other Batmobiles of recent, like the one based off of the Matt Reeves film and the one based off the classic TV series, but this is significantly denser in pieces, and I think it well justifies its increased price. And don't worry, I'll do a full comparison on the 3 Batmobiles of 2021 sometime in the future. Won't guarantee when, but it will come. But taking a look at this, you do have various sticker details throughout. Got some on the side, and they do actually use 3 of these windscreen pieces as well as various parts to cover it up to give it that armored look. You can lift up the main cockpit here, and there's a clip at the back to put a batarang. And then looking on inside, you can see you've got some control panels and 2 seats to sit down. It doesn't really make sense with the figures they include that you'd have Scarecrow in there, because he never goes inside the tumbler. Batman always just leaves him, but you can fit Batman inside. I just shine the light on. You can definitely do it. I'm just failing miserably right now. But yep, you can fit him. You can see him inside there. It looks very cool and menacing. Now, I guess the only possible knock I can give this set is it doesn't have the feature to pop out the motorcycle. But at the same time, this is a $40 set, and you need to go far bigger to be able to do that. I think the 2014 UCS set can do it, but that's a UCS set that costs 4 times the price at retail. So I'm not going to knock the set for something like that, because that would just be impossible. You do have these 4 wheels at the back, which are really cool, and set rolls very nicely. You've got the exhaust at the back. Then you also have stud shooters, and again, one of the last instances of the old stud shooter design, and these do use 2 gold studs on top of each other, so that's quite interesting. But yeah, for some more details, you've got these flat pieces covering up some of the gold bar bits. You've got these little bits at the top that I believe are like car fenders, crash barriers, something like that. I forget what the term is. You've got this piece up here, the Nexonite shield at the top, more of those gold ingot pieces now in black. You've got one of these bits that you see more in Technic sets being used. And just the whole shaping of this thing, it's immaculate. I have really no complaints at all. Truly, this is about as good of a set as you can get. For something minifigure scale tumbler based off the Dark Knight, you can't get much better than this. This is immaculate. This is perfect, basically. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say, but this set is, this set is lovely. I've really got no complaints to give, in all honesty. Again, maybe just the motorcycle, but that's not something I would expect in a $40 set, because you would sacrifice the look of the model to fit that feature in, and I think that's just not worth it at this size. At the $200 price point, yeah, works. But something like this, I think it's completely fine to omit the motorcycle function. But that's it for the build of the set. Let's take a look at the box and the instructions. Box is quite a chunky boy. You've got the Dark Knight trilogy up there. And it makes me wonder if they'll do more sets based off of the Dark Knight trilogy, but I can really only think of one, and that's the Bat. I think that's what the vehicle's called, but his flying vehicle from Dark Knight Rises. And I don't know, especially after seeing the film, I think it looks kind of stupid. Plus I do already have the Tom Hardy Bane, so that one's not super high for a remake, unlike this set, because this set, 13 years of improvement, but you can see the detail they've got. I think that's 2019 Rebirth Batman, or Batman 2, I think that's what the sub-theme was called. Not the figure that comes in the set, not at all, but yeah, that's about it for the box. Comparatively, the instructions are quite small, but they've got no advertisements for any other DC sets, nothing for the Batman, nothing for the classic Batmobile, just a little rebuild the world thing, which I'm still not sure what that is. One of the last, well, I mean, not one of the last, but it was the last year that they had the box art still on there, because now they use the shitty white renders, and it's sad, but that's something for another review. For now, let's just enjoy that the instructions still look nice. This set is genuinely perfect. I can't think of any flaws with the design of the set. Again, I've mentioned the motorcycle functionality to be able to pop it out would have been nice, but it would have sacrificed the look of the model if it would have even been possible at all at this size. So I'm not mad or miffed about that at all. Having Batman get leg printing would have been nice as well. However, getting the demon face, I think, is more than a fine replacement. And yeah, there's really no complaints I can give this set. It is an absolute beauty. It is truly stunning. If you're a fan of the Dark Knight trilogy, there's no reason for you to not pick this set up. It is beautiful. It's affordable. It is perfectly shaped. There's no flaws I can toss at this set. With most sets, there's really one or two things you can toss at it for, oh, portions, or, oh, it slants. But no, with this set, it is perfect. Truly, completely perfect. So, I think this set is an easy 10 out of 10. I think there's no flaws you can really throw at the set. There's no real complaints you can give other than stuff that is just extremely unrealistic for this size. Highly recommend it. One of the best sets to come out in the last couple of years. Highly, highly recommend this if you're a fan of The Dark Knight or just Batman in general. It is truly, truly beautiful. Anyways, that's it for this video. See you guys later. Peace.